qualities are in you that appeal so much to the audience, to the gay audience?
You know, I look at some of the people that I admire the most, like Patti LaBelle, you know, even like, you know, you look at Aretha Franklin, you look at how many people will do a show to all of the Patti LaBelle songs that there have ever been. Aretha Franklin, I mean, I think you look at them and it's about their voice. You know what I mean? It's about the voice, it's about the songs, there's something that's empowering. You look at even a Diana Ross. I don't think that she was ever like sexually in your face in an intense way that was overpowering, but I think she's fabulous.
I think another quality that sort of can't be denied, that kind of stereotypically again, but is appealing to the gay audience, is just a little bit of pain. Because if they feel like, you know, I mean, who's the ultimate sort of gay icon? Judy Garland. We all know how much pain is part of her story, you know. If there's that little bit of, I made it through the rain and I'm, you know, now, and I've, you know, and whether it's, you know, Mimi's emancipated or there's a rainbow on the other side or whatever, you know, to feel like you have made it through and not only come out all right, doing better than ever, is, I mean, that's a big part, I think, of the appeal to the audience.
And I think that that's a similar appeal that even like, you know, a lot of people who have gone through any kind of struggle, who have gone through any type of identity issues or like, you know, whatever you've gone through as a kid where you're like, where do I fit in? You know what I mean? It's interesting. I know that George Michael has a song called Outside. I have a song called Outside, which is actually about me being biracial and how that made me feel. But a lot of people will tell me, like, you know, thank you for helping me with this. It helped me, you know where I was going and feel okay about being myself. You know what I mean? And I do agree with you. So if somebody's a real hardcore fan and, you know, and they feel, they identify with the fact that, you know, no, it's not always everything's fabulous. You know what I mean? It might be fabulous, but it's tragic at the same time. Like, to overcome tragedy and to be able to still feel good and empowered as a human being is, I think, what we're all kind of like reaching for.
The tour is, of course, the first thing on the agenda, but after that, and then down the road, a record. But the movie is happening November, start shooting, right?
I believe, yes, November.
The name of the movie is Tennessee.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about it and this amazing man that you're working with, Lee Daniels, right?
Yes. He's in the independent film world, and that's where, you know, Wise Girls actually was such a great validating moment for me, because even though it was totally overshadowed by the debacle of Glitter, you know, the people that needed to see Wise Girls saw it, and the people that were like, oh, she can do a character role, she can do this, she can go here. That's interesting, that's great, you know, but somebody like Lee, who is a risk taker, and that's part of his genius, saw that and said, she's perfect for Tennessee, even though it's totally different. You know, the external things are different. The accent, the visual, the whole thing is very different.
It is a waitress, the character?
It is a waitress, but the waitress
You're
moment...
getting good at that.
Yeah, I'm actually a much better waitress from like doing Wise Girls than I was from actually trying to be a waitress. It's about two brothers and their journey and what they go through. And it's about my character is kind of like, you know, helping them to go on their journey, but in a way they're helping her kind of become, dare I say, emancipated. This girl's in the trenches, in, you know, the depths of Tennessee, and then it's about their journey together. And without going too far into it, one of the brothers is dying, and it's about their trip to find their father, because he's going to, you know, potentially have a bone marrow transplant. So it's, you know, Lee Daniels tackles some pretty difficult issues. Like, I don't know if you saw The Woodsman with Kevin Bacon, you know, when he was a child molester, and that was a very difficult, you know, task to take on, and I think he did an amazing job with just the whole... well,
Monsters Ball dealt with difficult issues, too.
Well, Monsters Ball, and then, you know, obviously Halle won her Oscar and was incredibly amazing in that role, but I think what's great about Lee is that he isn't afraid to take chances when he believes in someone or something.
So we're just a few weeks away from the adventures of Mimi hitting the road.
Yes.
Rolling out on the road. How are things going? Things are building? Things are ready or getting close to ready? Things
are being built. Things are close to ready. Things are being pinned, and, you know, it's constantly an abusive fitting. No. It's really exciting. It really is to be gearing up for this particular tour.
How does it compare to this stage in preparation for other tours?
You know what? I feel like I'm just more kind of like involved in a different way. It's like I was able to kind of take a step back and be like, okay, I don't have to do the same songs from, you know what I mean, the last tour. I can shift it around, you know. I've got a bunch of new songs, new hits that I can do. But I also don't want to, like, I feel like a lot of people expected me to just do Emancipation and Mimi songs, which I would have been cool with. Like, I would have been like, all right, I love that. Would have been maybe more exciting for me. But the thing is, like, I know as an audience member that when I go see other artists and they don't do like their old songs, I'm kind of a little annoyed by that.
There's just so many of them. At some point, you've got to pick and choose, right? You obviously can't do every one of the
Right.
hits.
I mean, you know what it is? It's like, no, I'm definitely not doing every one of like the #1 songs, but I'm doing a lot of them. And but it's also like some of the songs that are really close to my heart that may not have been #1 songs, but people have told me like that they've moved them in a certain way, and you know, they've become like my kind of standard performance moments.
Right.
Something like Make It Happen. You know, I'm doing it, but I'm trying to do it in a new way. You know, obviously it's really fun and exciting for me to figure out like a great presentation for Don't Forget About Us, or, you know, something hot for Shake It Off. And there are some songs that I might throw in, you know, that were like album cuts from the Butterfly album that I love that I never got to do. That I feel like this tour gives me a chance to do some of the quote-unquote, dare I say, classics, but
modern day classics,
modern day classic moments, but and blend them with songs that I always wanted to come out, that now like certain people will hear and they'll be like, is that a new song? Because it'll be like more of a hip-hop type of record. I'm like, no, darling, I've been doing this for a while, but you just didn't know it.
Right.
You know, so it's given me a chance to kind of show like, okay, this was a moment from like 6 years ago, and now here's today, you know what I mean? And they're not that dissimilar. So everybody who said like I needed this like huge makeover, you know, in terms of like my song presentation, all it was allowing me to be me.
Right. So many talented and great people that are part of this tour. Let me start off by asking you about your two openers. I mean, Sean Paul for part of the tour, Busta out for other dates in the tour. That's exciting. How did that come together?
Amazing. You know what? I can't take credit for it. Usually I can be like, oh, well, I called so-and-so and whatever. This all happened kind of like via our people, and I still need to call Busta and be like, I'm so excited we're doing this. Like, I had like a 2-second moment with Sean Paul via MTV. I'm just excited because, you know, Sean Paul is just an amazing artist. I'm so excited to have him as a part of the show. And Busta, I mean, I'm a fan, you know, I'm a fan of him personally and professionally, and he's an incredible performer, so people are really going to get, you know, a great bit of, you know, an amazing extra moment.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be like they're going to try to have me in the hair and makeup chair, and I'm like, wait, I want to see the show.